Good morning. Welcome to Thomas Jefferson Memorial Church Unitarian Universalist. I'm Slate, a member of the congregation, and I'd like to welcome everyone to this morning's service. TJMC strives to include everyone in our church community. Please join me in reading our words of welcome found in the back of your order of service and on the wall behind me. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you express your identity, whatever your situation in life, whatever your experience of the holy, your presence here is a gift. Whether you are filled with sadness, overflowing with joy, needing to be alone with yourself, or eager to engage with others, you belong here. All are welcome here. Please silence your phones and other electronics, but leave them on in case you want to use them during the service to connect with someone who's not here this morning. We have a comfort room through the back doors of the sanctuary. Good morning. Welcome to Thomas Jefferson Memorial Church Unitarian Universalist. I'm Slate, a member of the congregation, and I'd like to welcome everyone to this morning's service. TJMC strives to include everyone in our church community. Please join me in reading our words of welcome found in the back of your order of service and on the wall behind me. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you express your identity, whatever your situation in life, whatever your experience of the holy, your presence here is a gift. Whether you are filled with sadness, overflowing with joy, needing to be alone with yourself, or eager to engage with others, you belong here. All are welcome here. Please silence your phones and other electronics, but leave them on in case you want to use them during the service to connect with someone who's not here this morning. We have a comfort room through the back doors of the sanctuary and to the right, where we broadcast the service for anyone who needs a break from the sanctuary. Please read the announcements in the order of service. In particular, this Wednesday, New Year's Eve, our beautiful canvas labyrinth will be set up in the social hall for those who want to participate in our annual Watch Night Labyrinth Walk, which takes place between 5 and 7 p.m. People of all ages are invited to attend. There will be a reception, live music, and a chance to combine the beauty and magic of a labyrinth walk with the warmth of being inside. This coming Saturday, January 3rd, there will be a memorial service here in our sanctuary at 2 o'clock for the Reverend Tony Carino. All are invited to attend. And next Saturday, January 4th, Sunday, we will return to our regular two services at 9:15 and 11:15. Everyone is invited for refreshments and social time in the social hall after the service. Welcome to worship. It's good to be together.
Hello. So the chalice lighting that we will be using today is the one that we all use in our children's worship class. So if you can join me and hold your hand out as a matchbook and use your finger as a match. We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart.
morning. I'm Adam Slate. I'm worship leader this morning, along with Mike Ludwick and Scott DeVoe. So about 18 or so years ago, I met Elmo. I did not like Elmo when I first met him. He was a little bit smug. He was kind of hot on his Tickle Me tour, and we didn't hit it off too well. When my kids were born, we got a Tickle Me Elmo at home, and I started realizing that one of the ways I connect with my family is through laughing and through tickling. When I was younger, I had a game that I used to play with my little brother where I tickled him mercilessly and started playing with my kids when they got older. So I started thinking, maybe there's something to this guy. Elmo also loves Christmas, and he wants it to be Christmas every day. On the one hand, that's kind of a youthful perspective. We can't have Christmas carols every day, we can't have Santas every day, but at the same time, we're 3 days past Christmas. If Jesus had been born this year, the wise men would still be a week away from getting to Bethlehem, and yet the radio stations have stopped their Christmas music. The stores are taking down their decorations. Most of us are coming home from visiting our families. So maybe there's something to the idea that we can get Christmas, the Christmas spirit into more of the year, and that's what we're going to be looking at this morning. So this is an intergenerational service. We do have art, paper, and crayons up the center of the aisle, so anyone who wants to draw can definitely do that. But since it's Mike and me planning the service, we've also incorporated other stuff. So we are going to talk. We're going to be standing up, we're going to be singing, we're going to be telling stories, we're going to be laughing. We're literally going to be laughing. You'll hear more about that later. So everybody make yourself comfortable and enjoy yourselves. We've also incorporated a lot of youth into parts of the service. You've seen a few already. They don't necessarily have to be handled by people my age. So feedback? Is it this mic? How about if I hold it further away?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thanks.
A little over here.
Like this? Okay. For me, I probably don't even need a microphone. So we're going to start with a story. So anyone who wants to come up, make yourselves comfortable on the carpet, or you can watch from your seats, and we'll get started with Mike and Emily here.
I don't, but I promise I'm interested.
I know. What about the little ones today?
Alright. So today we have Elmo Saves Christmas. And all the images will be projected above for you guys to follow along, so you don't have to look at this tiny one. It all began on a Christmas Eve on Sesame Street. Everyone was busy getting ready for Christmas. Ernie and Bert were busy decorating the tree. Maria and Luis were bringing presents, and Elmo was hurrying home, carrying a plate piled high with cookies. The cookies were for Santa Claus. Elmo put out a plate of cookies and a glass of milk for Santa. Then he hung his stocking by the chimney with care. Elmo climbed into his comfy chair to wait for Santa.
This year, Elmo will definitely see Santa Claus. Come down the chimney and eat the cookies,
He said,
Elmo will fall asleep like last year. Meow, meow, meow.
but soon Elmo was snoring. Thump, bump! A clunky noise woke Elmo with a start. It was Santa Claus stuck in the chimney.
Don't worry, Santa.
Elmo called up the chimney.
Elmo will pull you out.
He grabbed a boot and pulled until Santa Claus came crashing down into the fireplace with his bag of toys and one little reindeer named Lightning.
Elmo, you are a furry little hero.
said Santa.
When you pulled me out of that chimney, you saved Christmas for kids all over the world.
So Santa gave Elmo a very special Christmas present, a magical snow globe with 3 wishes. Santa Claus and his reindeer Lightning whisked back up the chimney to finish delivering presents to children around the world. Elmo shook the snow globe until the snow flew, and he made his first wish.
Elmo's thirsty.
He said,
Elmo wishes for a glass of water.
zing! A glass of clear water appeared.
It works.
Cried Elmo. On Christmas morning, Elmo went outside to celebrate with his friends. Everyone loves Christmas.
Everyone loves Christmas.
He said. Sorry, Elmo. He made his second wish.
Elmo wishes that it would be Christmas every day.
And his wish came true. The next day, in North Pole, Santa's elves had to go right back to work, and they were not happy.
It's Christmas again.
Well, Frankie the elf.
It was Christmas yesterday. It's usually only once a year.
But everyone on Sesame Street was joyful that it was Christmas again. Yay, Elmo got his wish, they said.
Christmas again!
Cried the Count.
That makes 2 wonderful Christmases!
When the elves told Santa Claus about Elmo's second wish, he hitched Lightning to the sleigh and flew to Sesame Street to visit Elmo.
You can't have Christmas every day.
Santa told Elmo.
Why not?
Elmo asked.
I'll show
Santa put Elmo in the sleigh and sent him off into the future to see for himself what would happen if it were Christmas every day. First, Lightning took Elmo to see Christmas in the springtime, when it was warm. Christmas looked different,
you. Today makes 96 Christmases in a row.
counted the Count. Then Lightning took Elmo further into the future to see Christmas again, in the summer when it was hot.
That's 193 Christmases.
Said the Count.
Then to the end.
Elmo began to wonder if Christmas every day was making people happy after all. Elmo asked Lightning to take him still further into the future, to the real Christmas day, December 25th, in the cold winter. Maybe then his friends would be cheerful again. But everybody on Sesame Street was tired of Christmas, even the Count.
That's 365 Christmases.
Said the Count.
And I am tired of counting them. When it is Christmas every day,
The Count told his little red chum.
Christmas is no longer special.
Elmo wants to make people happy.
Said Elmo.
But it's making them sad. Santa's right. Every day can't be Christmas. Hey everybody, Elmo has great news.
He called to his friends.
Elmo has one more wish. And Elmo's third wish is that everything on Sesame Street will be just like it used to be when Christmas was only once a year.
Everyone rejoiced, and that is the story of how Elmo saved Christmas.
Yay!
And now we will do our first song of the morning. So rise in body or spirit, and we will sing Jingle Bells, which the words will be behind me on the presentation on the wall.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle
idea that one or more of them will resonate with each of us. So we do our candles of hope and remembrance. We write in the sands of forgiveness and atonement. We have a time of silence. And we usually start with a prayer. For this morning, we're going to try something a little different. Research has shown that laughter and meditation actually look the same to the human brain. So Dr. Madan Kataria developed something that he refers to as laughter meditation. So we're going to start this part of our service with a laughter meditation in the spirit of Tickle Me Elmo. So what we're going to do for the meditation, and we will follow the meditation with a time of silence, and then we'll do our candles of hope and remembrance as usual. So for a laughter meditation, if you're willing to rise, that's a good place to start. We're going to start with some breathing. And the thing about laughter is that it doesn't matter if it's genuine or you're forcing it. So don't be self-conscious about that. But we're going to start with some breathing. And then when I prompt you, the way Dr. Kataria describes it, he'll have people greet each other with just, it could be any kind of greeting, but he does a namaste. But we'll greet the people around us, and then when you feel ready to start laughing, you can start laughing. And we'll laugh for about a minute. It'll probably feel like an hour or so, since this is the first time. But it's a good place to start. And then when we're done, he actually usually follows it by silence. So we'll return to our seats and have a time of silence. He also actually says that sometimes when people do this meditation, they begin to cry. And if they do, then just go with that. Okay, so let's start with some breathing. And breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. We'll take about 2 or 3 breaths. So let's look at what it is about Christmas that we like, because it's by looking at the elements of Christmas that we like that give us an idea of how to keep Christmas alive throughout the year. So because we're an intergenerational service and younger people don't join us as much, I'm going to ask them first, but then open it to everyone to just share some of the things that that are special to you about Christmas. So if you can raise your hand and I'll bring the mic over. But we'll start with those of you who, let's say, are young enough that you needed someone to drive you to your church. What is it you like about Christmas?
Just spending time with my family.
What about you?
The present.
Seeing people who I don't get to see that much often, like I know relatives or friends who I don't get to see that much because like they live a long way away or something.
Yeah. Who else? Who else of the youngsters? Oh, we got someone up there. We'll hit that youngster in a minute. You do your hand up. Help me.
One word, food.
Giving and receiving.
Anyone else have something special about Christmas? We'll open it to move up the age brackets a little bit.
Just the Christmas carols that are so special, because they're only once a year.
Yeah.
I like the pause that it makes in our lives when we just stop and we don't have to do anything. We just can be together.
So I'm already starting to hear some themes here. I'm hearing things about that calm. I'm hearing things about the specialness of family. We can intentionally create that kind of thing throughout the year. So it may not be Christmas, but knowing that we love that, we can set aside time to either visit extended family more often, or just really cherishing the time that we're spending with our own family at home and not take it for granted. Who else had their hand up? Oh, Anne.
The stories that are associated with the time of year culturally, but also the stories that come out when family gets together.
I like candlelight.
So Greta's thing that she loves reminds me of another one that we're hearing is tradition. right? So I think someone mentioned songs, someone mentioned candles. We hear our favorite song in February. It's nice, we hear it on the radio, but it's not the same as, say, a Christmas Carol, and I think part of that is tradition. So again, another thing that you can hang on to throughout the year is that creating tradition that may not be Christmas, but that you still can kind of spread throughout your life in a way that you may not if you're not thinking about it. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to share?
I don't need like
Okay.
memories of childhood and of people who are no longer with us who made earlier Christmases special.
Yeah, that's a great one. And memories of childhood and people who are no longer with us who make Christmas special.
Wonder and magic.
Yeah. So somebody mentioned gifts and giving. And I've actually thought about a lot about this one because I figured people were going to bring that up. And the thing about giving is that there are two sides to it. One is actually giving gifts, and that can be a wonderful thing, and we can do that throughout the year just by giving more gifts, physical gifts, giving our time. But the other part of gifts is receiving them, and that can really be a wonderful thing too. And in thinking about that feeling you get when you receive gifts on Christmas, being open to what really constitutes a gift. So a really small thing in this church service that comes from being a worship weaver. Every Sunday when I'm a worship weaver, the ushers put some water back here for me. It really stunned me the first time. And it's a wonderful thing also, just that somebody's thinking about that. And you can just take that in your everyday flow of life, or you can think of that as a gift. Got someone else back here.
Quiet after the bustle.
The quiet, yeah, right, exactly. Taking that time, the contrast of having the settling in time. It may be weird to do some of that stuff throughout the year. I'm not sure that means you don't have to do that. You shouldn't do it. But some of those things, yeah. If I dressed up in a Santa suit, I get away with it in December, and in July, somebody, they may send the police guy by to talk to me. Who else have one?
All this Christmas time, I found myself remembering a gift that actually happened in the first grade. I was given an assignment to write about my dad, my father. And I remember the first line was, "My daddy is a fun daddy." And he was, and he gave me all a lot of laughter. But my teacher, having read that, mailed my essay to my dad at his office. And when he told me about that, he had tears in his eyes. It was the sweetest gift.
To me, the sharing that we all experience around the holidays, however we celebrate them, leads to so many good things, to healing, to appreciation of each other in different ways, and the whole gift thing also can lead to greater awareness of other people's reality as we think about them and what we would like to give them. And
And then there's always the amazing thing of the greatest gift, which is a lot like yours and mine this year, was a little 14-month-old trying to say "lovey" for the first time.
I don't need to.
Okay.
Sorry. Something special I remember from Christmas is having a hot toddy and sitting at the window watching the snow pile up outside while my wife shovels the driveway.
It doesn't make me sad. It sounds like most people are having a hot toddy while his wife shovels the driveway. That's a good one.
Yes, it's always nice to send thank you notes to people who gave us Christmas presents. That is wrong. And every Christmas I remember the exact time in my childhood when I saw Harry Downey bringing the Santa Claus suit down from the church attic.
So, one that I haven't heard yet, and I have to think that it's one that resonates with people. How many people are moved by the Christmas story itself? How many people are moved by the story? I actually was not raised Christian. My family's Jewish, and then I became a UU. So I actually spent time thinking about the Christmas story from the perspective of the story itself without a definitive sense of whether it happened or not. But this idea of this miracle of someone's birth who's born in a modest circumstances, who grows up living a life of love and service. And in thinking about the service today, realized that story is not that one man could be born in a modest situation and rise to a life full of love and service. It's that anybody can do that with their life. So, maybe it's Gandhi, maybe it's Martin Luther King, maybe it's I thought of the guy in Beijing during the protest there a number of years back, with the image of the guy with the flower in front of the tank. Maybe it's the girl Malala in Pakistan who won the Nobel Prize for her activist work for women's rights and education. My wife pointed me to a story just yesterday. It was a radio show, and the narrator talked about her grandfather owned a shop, and he every Christmas Eve at 9 o'clock, he would open the back door of his shop, and the farmers in his town knew that if they didn't have money for Christmas gifts that year, they could come into the shop and take whatever he had left. And then, years later, she said, long after her grandfather passed away early, she would be visiting her grandmother, and even 30 years later, people would leave their crops that they've collected that year on the porch for the grandmother, kind of still giving back from the generosity of the grandfather. So it isn't, can we have this story every day? These stories are all around us every day. The question really is, can we find them? Can we see them? And can we appreciate them? And it sounds like somebody else is ready to have some time up here. So we will take him up here.
Hello, everybody. When Reverend Eric heard that Elmo would be speaking to you today, he was very excited. He knew you would give Elmo a warm welcome because he said if there's one thing that Unitarian Universalists agree on, it's the value of public television. There's so many reasons to love the Christmas season, right? And you've mentioned many of them just now. And on the church's Facebook page, too. Being with family and friends is one, right? Most of the time, that is. Elmo has a grouch in his Sesame Street family. You might have one of those, too. But Some people have lots of days off all the way to New Year's Day. Singing is so much fun, and there are so many wonderful songs to sing at Christmas time. Jingle Bells and Winter Wonderland are two of my favorites, and you can sing them it's winter, so you can sing them all through winter if you want. Elma loves singing the Christmas trees with the pretty ornaments, just like this one over here. And outside, people put up beautiful lights and decorations. And usually there's yummy food at Christmas time too. It's Cookie Monster's favorite time of year. That was a perfect thing. And Elma loves Cookie Monster. And there's something about the holidays that makes everything feel just a little bit lighter. And as much as Elma loves Christmas, Elma knows that for some people, Christmas is a sad time. It might feel very heavy, like snow on snow on snow. Maybe they would like to be with family and people they care about, but they can't, and that can be sad. If Elma had had Christmas without Big Bird or Cookie Monster, or even Oscar the Grouch, even Elma might be sad. Some people don't get many days off from work, and some people, like police officers and doctors and nurses, they would have to work on Christmas and New Year's. And some people might wish they had a job to go to. There are so many different people and so many different circumstances. Elma thought having Christmas every day would be great, but it didn't work out that way, did it? People got tired of the same thing, even if it was a good thing. And no work was getting done either. Did you see all those broken toasters piling up? There are lots of broken toasters in this world that need fixing, aren't there? And we are the ones that will do the good work of trying to fix them in the new year. So, even though we can't have Christmas every day, can't we have a little more Christmas in every day? You see, Christmas is just the beginning. We have a few more months to sing about winter, so keep singing. And sing whatever you want if singing makes you happy. If you don't like the cold so much, that's understandable. But try not to let it stop you from doing the things that you like to do. If you like to be with family and friends, maybe you could try to do more of that in the new year. Take a day off from work every once in a while if you can, and spend time with family, or just do something that you like to do. If you like decorations and lights, maybe you could leave them up a little longer. Maybe you can decorate for other seasons too when they come around, if that makes you happy. Elma doesn't know about you, but Elma gets a little carried away with all the food at the holidays. So it's probably good we don't have Christmas time all the time. Otherwise, Elma would be a much bigger Elma. Still, making Christmas special treats every once in a while can be good too, right? And if you like to laugh, you can laugh anytime, just like we did earlier. You don't even have to tell yourself a joke, or watch a funny movie, or listen to one of Reverend Eric's sermons. You can just start laughing all by yourself. Even better, laugh with someone else. Giving presents is something that can go on all year too, just like Abby said. And presents don't have to be physical gifts, they can be gifts of our time, of patience, understanding, compassion, and love. Maybe we could even see more of the things we take for granted in everyday life as gifts. So, even though we can't have Christmas every day, maybe we should all try to make more days like the holidays. Happy holidays, everybody!
And now we're at our time of the service, where we take up the offering for the work of the church. As the ushers come around to take the collection, you may also feel free to pull out your phone and text or tweet somebody that you're thinking about and let them know that they are on your mind. Mike's going to actually be doing the offertory music, so he's going to give a little introduction.
So we're singing a couple of Elmo's favorite songs. We're going to sing one of my favorite songs that I still seem to sing throughout the year, even though it's a Christmas song. And the words will be projected too, so if you know the words or know the tune, feel free to sing along. So this is Christmas, What have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. And so this is Christmas. I hope you had fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young.
A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear.
So this is Christmas, for weak and for strong, for rich and poor ones. The road is so long, and so happy Christmas, for black and for white, for the yellow and red ones. Let's stop all the fight.
A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear.
So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. And so this is Christmas. I hope you had fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear.
And now we've got our closing song. It's Winter Wonderland. The words are once again on the wall behind me. Please stand in body or spirit, and remain standing after for the closing words.
Please remain standing and say these closing words with me. When the song of the carolers is stilled, when the sleigh in the sky is gone, when the Santa and his reindeer are home, when we are back in the ordinary time, the work of Christmas begins. To find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild nations, to bring peace among people, to make music in the heart, to make every day